So, in the context of data products from BDC, you got standard data products from SAP, right? So you know the difference between business content that is currently there in DataSphere versus SAP managed data product. It is exactly same. I mean, SAP is not saying it, but I see exactly same in the model, CDS view model to the 99%. The difference is it is going to be that they are going to get you the data integration uh, managed by them. So when you install something, a data product or an Insight app, they will set up a configuration process or a loading process mechanism in the backend to get the data also loaded as part of the app installation or data product installation. That's the only difference. In BW or in DataSphere or SAC, so far, whatever we get is a business content, is a metadata. When you install, you get the objects created. And SAP will never bother about the data. It is your not risk, it's your responsibility to get the data integration challenges addressed and then make sure you get the right data without losing deltas appropriately. So now SAP data products is getting you that comfort or confidence that they're going to take care of it. And when you install something, they're going to give you the data product with data. With data is the kind of quotation marks, the important thing that is changed. Otherwise, consider that it is the same thing. Of course, the second part is storage. You get now Parquet file storage because of Delta tables. The data is stored in Delta tables in SAP Data Lake. You're clear on that, right? So now what we're going to do, now the question is, should I really use this business content from as given for SAP S4 HANA in DataSphere? Your answer is it is maybe or may not be. So if the customer really wanted to go with standard data products and don't want to take any headache of loading this entire model data into the tables first, then that's totally fine. You go with SAP data products and pay more for those data products services. Or if you choose to go with custom data integration, directly integrating with your S4 HANA system, and make sure and you wanted to take care of entire replications to be within your control. Anyway, that is going to be your case in ECC versus ECC and S4 HANA on-premise. If your case is S4 HANA on-premise, that's going to be your case. You will have to highly rely on the business content only because there's no data products in S4 HANA on-premise. So you still need the business content for S4 HANA on-premise, like us. Like us means like what we did at the beginning, or many other scenarios of customers. But the base fundamental is same for standard data products as well as custom integration that we do as part of business content, because the model is going to be same CDS views, underlying CDS views. Right? So now let's take a look at the business content installation on our system. So I told you just the importance of having business content installation for us. Even though you go with BDC data product installation, right? So the place where you can do it is 10 12. Sorry, I forgot on what this semantic onboarding. Samples business content. So the reason I'm telling this business content installation is now is because you get a model not only from the sources, so serious views, but also graphical views, analytic models generated by SAP to give you some context of how modeling has to be happen to a design. So when you go in the some of the latest, not the latest, but advanced capabilities of modeling, then you use this one as a reference for your uh, design and development notes. So that's why I purposefully avoid some of the concepts like currency conversion, hierarchy design, analytic model, query designs, variables, processing types at the very beginning time, because now we have a reasonable understanding of data products, business, different objects in data builder and everything from different source systems and consumption as well. Now we know a full life cycle of data space system, PDC data space system. Now we install it and get more SAP project way of doing things, and then now you can apply this for later for the rest of the topics. So I tried to install the Finance Foundation. I got an error. Oh, so I just realized it's an India final match. Okay, sorry for that. That's fine. I think, yeah, we can continue for 15 minutes exactly. We're going to stop at 10:15 today. We will continue, but we're going to continue the custom data products next week. So I thought of completing both standard business content and as well as custom data product creation in the Delta sharing cockpit. Like data sharing cockpit, you go create your data products and make it available for public and also your usage everywhere. I published one data product. We can publish another data product. So you go to your system, any system, a publicly available data sphere system, you will see my data product available for you consume. I can make it enable for pricing also. I can try to keep my data set chargeable $5 like that. In case if it is a really good data product, that is something that we created in this lab for our training purpose. I don't think there's no point in keeping the price for. So anyway, so we're going to do this custom data product creation in the data sharing cockpit next week. I thought initially we can extend this beyond 10:30 for another 15 minutes. Um, but yeah, that's okay. We can do it this one next week. We will just stick to our original current topic of business content there. So a finance foundation is going to give you all the GL line items and everything. Let's take a look at installing this one. Um, so you got options, override, the same options that what you used to say, override objects and everything, import options, right? All those things. So override data only, override objects and data. Generally, you don't want to override, just keep it. And then deploy after import, you can do so, or you can try to deploy it after. I will try. The space that you need to select, I wanted to make it separate. I will give it to the central space so that it doesn't, or by if you don't select it, it's going to go to the SAP content by default. So I wanted to get them to the central space. So all good. Uh, so if there are any prerequisites that require like currency tables and everything, that's going to give you a problem, right? So you need to have those ones readily available there so that you can deploy. So you wanted to see import and then fail, let that fail, or you go there and then prepare your stuff first and then come back and do import. Let's do the other one. You know that it's going to fail, right? Time dimension is something that's definitely required. So I'm going to get to the time dimension for the space. Go to the space management, central space, look for time data, create time data table, and at least give it for 2020. 2010 to 2050, and rest of the models are all will be created. So time data is generated. That is one thing. And you also need currency conversion data, right? Um, Standard currency conversions from S4 HANA if your system is S4 HANA. Um, so I will have to do that as well. So for that, I think I have some instructions to generate the currency conversion data. Maybe part two. Mhm. Yeah, currency exchange rates. Currency before. Okay, so there are standard. I'm trying to remember where is the navigation. Think I should be fine from semantic onboarding. Semantic onboarding. No, samples. No, I just blanked out at this. So currency conversion. Just trying to remember. So I've done number of times, and then it's just data builder. Sorry, that central space. From you remember we used to do the import functionality from this one, right? Similar to that, I think it should be from import entities. No, what is this? Currency conversion data loading. Actually, from administration, I guess. I don't have. How could I forget this one? System. It's pretty simple. Don't worry about it. Instance mapping, no. Database access auditing. We just import the currency conversion data, not from there. Administration, no, not definitely not from administration. So it's not going to be that.
It should be in data build. Data builder.
Data builder, same place like
Yeah,
integration,
yeah,
import. Yeah, somewhere here only I remember from.
yeah, that one. Import.
Oh yeah, sorry. So yeah, here currency conversion views. So you'll have to do it from currency conversion views. I was selecting it in the import, no, in the currency conversion views. So you got manual, or you got to choose your um, source. Select a source to create a conversion. So I'm going to select source, this one, and then views. I should be seeing an option to choose S4 HANA as well, so that I can really get the data from source system itself. So if I select manual, so I'm going to get all the required currency tables here. It's not deployed. Okay, that's fine. And then now I think I got all the currency conversion objects here. So I'm going to deploy. Basically, it's going to generate currency conversion TCAR, all the tables. Space has been deployed. Now you can see currency table, it's been deployed. So now we are good there. Since these tables are required for the some of the S4 HANA finance models, it is required. So now what I'm going, anyway, currency conversion, we're going to go look at the detail. I just imported those tables just for loading, making the import process successful only. So let's go to the business content and then now start importing it. I don't remember whether I selected deploy after import. If not, we'll see. So it's going to run the deployment process, import and deployment process. Now we will get all the entire data flow starting from source to the target analytic models. Oh, I didn't select deployment, so it's going to get created, but it will be, you know, deployed manually. So I'm going to close this one. The import process must be running, right? That's what or no, where do I see? Jeez. Did I run or no? Sorry for that.
Srikanth, which module, business control you are installing right now?
It's finance. Oh, I didn't run import some. It's finance module. I'm running it for entire GL line items. So let me run it again.
But here different names are right. GL different right.
It's finance GL.
Accounts payable,
IAC doc.
accounts basic accounts.
Yeah. IGL line items, raw data. That's going to be for cost center accounting, profit center accounting, and GL line items, financial statements, everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like that, we will have a sales also, right? Like how we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
TLS,
yeah.
11
Whatever
BA.
BW4 content is there, similarly you will have. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
Just do it. Just do it. So if you select it, it's going to update everything. That's why it's central space. No, I don't want to create a space. I put it in the central space. So connections, yeah, they're going to fail, but that's fine because I have dedicated connections to be established. I don't need these connections to be there. Let them have it, let them create, but I don't want them to be active anymore because I'm not going to load the data from those connections using those connections. It's just that we wanted. Um, did I start it? What's going on? Oh yeah, it started. You will be notified. So we started the import job. So it's going to take at least 5 minutes, and then we will see the status, and then we can also open some contents. So I can go to the data builder, and then choose the space. This time it is going to be actually go to the repository explorer. This is better look and feel to see. I'm going to select central space. Yeah. Now, yeah, I think some of the tables getting deployed, some of the tables being imported here. The tables and as well as replication um, analytic models and graphical views. These are all the new objects. Let me see the status. Business, sorry, more and space business content. Okay, so it's going to, I will be knowing only after this import status has been completed, whether it's a fail or not. The import history will show me after this has been completed. Okay, that was the previous status. Most of them successful, but some got failed. Now let's see, anything is going to fail. Some are pending. Okay, now we should be able to check this in the repository explorer. Refresh it. Okay, let's see what we're going to check first. An analytic model. So I don't see them yet. because I haven't got activated, deployed. $317 objects not deployed, so these are all not deployed. We should have selected everything at the time. So I select entire 350. Before I don't have option to deploy them from Repository Explorer. Some of the objects at least, like analytic models. Let me see if I can do the deployment from this place here. Repository I would deploy, I would be able to deploy most of the objects from every object from Data Builder, but not from Repository Explorer in the past. At least analytic models. So, yeah, pretty much you even though you get an error, only possible reason is either currency table or the exchange rate tables. Okay, I see a deploy option, so I'm good. I will be able to deploy. Yeah, you cannot deploy fact models and consumption models generators such as time dimension objects with a status design time error. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to deploy the ones that are only possible, can be deployed and cannot be deployed. So 8 objects, I will do it from data build. So this is what I was saying. You cannot deploy all the objects from Repository Explorer. Okay, once that is deployed, still yeah, spending deployed 74 objects in central space. So 8 objects still there. So let's take a look at the deployed. Okay, so every time it's not deploying everything. It's selecting only 70 objects that are in the page. It's not more than that. That's fine. So it's going to take at least 5 times to get all these objects deployed. Oh, sorry, 330 is already deployed. That's good. Very few there. 12 of them not deployed. That's fine. Okay, so I think the reason I cannot do it because I think these objects cannot be deployed in the Repository Explorer. I'm going to do it from these ones. Some of the why. Let me try again. Why can't I do it? Yeah, I was able to do it first. All good. Let me try all together. So I am deploying even the last 10 also. So all good. So my central space has got everything deployed around 450. So I don't have anything not deployed. So I don't, okay, that's not something really we are really worried about. So central space. And then filter by how many analytic models we have. Just one. So let's do that one model. This is the profit and loss KPI. This is in the central space. So you can see how they would have built this entire stuff. Okay, so you have a lot of objects or graphical views or dimensions and facts. Actually, fact and all these are dimensions. If you expand it, close the details, just a little bit, give room. So you can see these are the different models, and the P&L report, profit and loss. This is a serious view. You wanted to check the lineage, must be impacted in lineage analysis. It's a very complex one, but you can understand nicely. So this is your final analytic model. This is your graphical view. You got a lot of graphical views created. This is a local table. You got all these local tables created. LTs are all your local tables, I guess, or views, maybe views. I would really go, and then your primary source is going to be. These are your sources. Yeah, so starting from this particular thing, the data is transformed and gone to. This is the first local table. And this is another mapping with fee and currency roles. These are the local tables, and you can see they are loaded graphically modeled in graphical views like this. This is a symbol for graphical view. And then finally, these are all the views. These are all the views. Finally, they got all the way up to analytic model. This is the analytic model symbol. So you got all entire data flow loaded right from the table. So you don't have the source system and data sources because we didn't do that. Basically, you can understand the data flow from the documentation to understand what is the real data flow for those ones. For example, your LT is what lineage is showing, but before LT, you will be able to see it from the documentation, help documentation, right? So to understand the replication flows and the corresponding sources for each of the data flow, each of the object that you see it in the business content, you can understand the sources nicely from here. So any question, but we didn't do anything because we haven't run the replication flows, and you can actually go to the replication flows as well. So I checked the analytic model in the repository explorer. Instead, you close it and then look at the other objects that are being that have been installed in the repository explorer. Central space. Instead of analytic model, I can choose graphical views, let's say. So you got, these are all the graphical views that are part of your model for hierarchies, facts, dimensions, and everything. You can see fact, dimension, and etc. And this is the local table that got loaded using replication flow. That will get loaded. We don't have the replication flows because of the source system connectivity that when you see, let me go to the import history. See here, when we go into all the objects that are required for this import connectivity or business content installation, you can see all of them.
Srikant, what you're saying is when we have source system connectivity, we will be able to see all those things as well.
Yeah, you can establish the source system connectivity and do the replication flows as well from the activation. So here, all these are remote tables. Most of them are remote. These are all the remote tables.
So this all got deployed, right? Like what extra things what we might have to do, like when we have a regular S4 connectivity, then we will see those data flowing over.
Yeah, when you do this is basically they are giving all the content out of tables from models to everything. So when you do the connectivity here, just there are two systems and spaces, connections, and local table. So when you have this connectivity working, established correctly, then you will have these tables connected, and then you will have to establish the replication, create the replication flows according to the documentation that you have here. These ones from the source serious view to the local. You will have local table and you have serious information from this one. You connect these two together to get the right mapping done for replication. So the content package doesn't include pre-configured. You will have to configure them. Please create your own replication flows. But if you go with SAP data products, you don't have to do it, and then SAP will take care of ABAP push replication service and get the data loaded automatically. That's the confidence that they are giving. Otherwise, you create your own replication flows. But what table gets what source is what their mapping is in this documentation.
Okay, so according to this documentation, we can create our own replication for the
We have to create our. That's what the content package doesn't include pre-configured replication flows.
So
Right?
then the thing that we saw, those replication flows, the views you were showing, right?
No, I didn't show any replication flows. I given the documentation for replication flows here for each. If it is a finance foundation, the first place is in my notes, SAP source system, and you can provide the connection. And then after that, this is the documentation that you will be used to configure the mapping. Replication flows are not installed with this content, but you can create according to the serious views listed in the documentation here. Docker tables are already installed. So we'll have to just follow this instruction.
So Srikant, before installing the business content, first we need to replicate underlying tables, right? Because we
No,
need a
business
local table.
content will get you the installation of physical tables. This is
Even
replication.
replication flows also.
No, replication flows are not installed. They are not part of your content,
Okay.
but you get the target tables, views, and everything, all the layer that we saw with lineage, right? From the tables to the analytic model. But those tables are dummy, and dummy means they have the structure, but they don't have connectivity to the source. That's when they're saying, if your table, for this table, create a replication flow and use this as a source, serious view as a source.
Okay. So whatever dummy table is available with the same name, we have to replicate the tables, right?
You just give the name in replication flow. You can have an option to choose the target table, right? You don't have to create. You give this name in the source. You give this name. That's what they are saying.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. That's how you install the install the thing and then start working on the business content. If you don't like it, or you can customize it, but you make sure if you're using it if you choose to overwrite, it will go away. It's regular business content installation activity that what you used to do in BW SAC DataSphere. Same concepts apply here.
So whatever link you have shared, right? So can you show me the SD also is there? SD.
Yeah, it's for everything. What you finance, whatever the business content available there, you have the LOBs there for. But they are all serious view based. You don't get it for LIS based extractor. So if the sales content, business content is still following the 2 LIS based extractors, you don't get that here. You will have to do it your own, or use BW Bridge or something else if you're leveraging sales extraction. I think it is the same even in BW4 also, right? If you're using, but at least BW4 can accept your legacy business content from SAP extractor, SAPI extractors, but DataSphere cannot accept non-serious view extraction to the DataSphere replication flows. Okay. So this content must be serious view based extraction. Okay. Any questions? So before we wrap up today's session, so we will talk about custom data products by creating data profile later, and then we start with data mixed model scenarios next week, and then the missing modeling capabilities that we were always discussing about hierarchies, the BW concepts merely in the last week. Okay, I'm going to stop it here in case. And we will connect next week.